brick by brick is one heck of a slapper. You people aren't worth it. It's just give me a moment. I'm papping my paws against the big machine, but ain't making noise. Huh.
Hmm.
Oh, there we go. There we go. All the numbers make sense now. There we go.
Also, soon I'll be able to update my token in this game.
Yeah.
Because I'll have a proper picture.
Dork.
Hey, I like this character.
Thanks. You curse them with eternal gratitude.
Yeah, you did mention that having a drawing or a miniature seems to be a curse. But I am ready.
Alrighty, tidy then. Now that we're all here.
Time to find our stuff. Get going.
Well, I mean, Claire and I have our stuff.
Wait, Claire has
Yep.
her stuff?
Claire didn't need any stuff.
Well.
She's a robot that punches things.
I mean, it's not for my throwing hatchets, but I can easily replace those. I won't miss them.
The only thing I want to get back is that minor amulet of full magic.
So,
I mean, rifle around the pockets of the the mega drow.
I could go talk to that one guy that I rescued from drowning in acid.
yeah, I mean, you know, you can call it rescuing all you want, but like your friends up there are the reason they got in there in the first place.
Yeah, but they don't know we know them.
Considering
I mean,
you
they
were both
do,
in the jail
yes,
cell, I
but-
don't think this guy's gonna be splitting any hairs.
But they don't know. I don't know that because they don't. All I saw was a dude fall down.
Considering that these guys have been nothing but the most uncourteous assholes, you can assume he's the kind of person who's like, "You saved me, you motherfucker! You didn't save me just right enough."
I mean, if he does do that, then he goes back in.
This is the asshole who goes into that bear house and he sips all the soups and he spits in them, going, "Blech! You people can't cook. Who the fuck leaves a
He
hot
thinks-
soup out?"
He takes one bite of the cannoli and drops it in the trash.
How do you keep this out of a soup out?
No, he literally, he just pours the porridge into a fucking garbage can. The
Why is
fucking
this-
fluid.
Why is
I don't
this
like this, so
porridge
no one
really
will.
hot and why is this porridge really cold?
God dang it! Why is this
How did
bed
you
so
manage
hard?
to keep? How did you guys manage to keep 3 different temperatures that are at extreme levels? And he just goes on a rampage. He's pissed
Maybe
off.
maybe they were doing like that experiment where you put your fingers in hot and cold, and then you put it in a lukewarm, and it feels different for each finger. The point is, you're all down below having a fun time.
Kenny and I aren't, but we're gonna be down there.
Yeah, half of us are down there.
Marvelous. Half of you are down there. Who would like to take the initiative on what's happening? Man, these guys, get out of there. You're throwing me off. Downstairs, down below, near the river, with a constant rushing of water, which I don't know how noisy a waterfall is. Does anyone have any context? Like, how noisy is it to be close to a waterfall?
How big is it?
It's very
Hundreds of feet.
Yes, very noisy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I can imagine it's not the most delightful conversation to have then. And the other group is inside of a temple, where there is indeed a trapdoor, in case you forgot about the bottom map, that goes downward to other chambers and rooms. But,
Also, real quick, Tanya, from my magical storage of not on me, I'm gonna give you a healing potion.
you learn something exciting about the Fezres. Feyres,
No.
actually. You can't use teleportation or conjuration magic. You have to roll first, and if you fail, whatever you use gets shunted.
Just launch somewhere else.
Yes.
That's just
Also,
annoying.
it's magic. Roll
This
a
is
D10.
this is kind of why you don't want to. This is kind of why anyone down here doesn't like teleport spells, because they are super unreliable as a result of the fact that both the destination and the origin point need to be clear of all obstacles. You have to call them first. You have to get a meeting. And then considering that
After
you're
you
in the
get
Underdark, where everyone is
tripped.
slightly insane. Anyway, can you roll me your spellcraft? It's your spell check, which is your spell ability modifier plus your proficiency.
Is there a button for that?
I don't know if there is. There should be. Again, we've talked about this last time. Just use whatever intelligence proficiency you have. It's +5.
Intelligence check. Yeah.
7. As you reach into your dimensional portal, first things first, the portal is like solid as a brick. You can't get your hand through. You can look through it, like the dimensional tear is there. It's just that something about it is solid as glass.
Okay, so I don't get the hell. Juice.
So I just can't even get into it.
You can look at it and admire what's inside. But until you get out of the stuff, it's probably fine out there. Oh, you want to... Anyway, the drow on the ground does slowly try to pick himself up and crawl out of here. As you're,
Hey. You're helping us. You're going back in the water.
I imagine that he would just probably spit something about animals.
Tanya.
Tanya picks him up.
I mean, he's at this point he's like running away.
I mean, he said crawling. Figured we have time to get to him.
I don't think. Listen. Anyway, you decide to have a fun little run around down below. I guess. Which one of these? Oh, these are both the. Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did have a little lamp with you. Anyway, Tanya and a drow decide to have a lovely little run around the block, as it were. Meanwhile, upstairs. Man, remember how Ront almost died, Canny?
Yeah, wasn't that fun?
Yeah,
Fun for the
everyone
whole-
good?
Prince Dandel straightens himself out, which, considering that he's not wearing all that much, is not that useful. Well, I think that we have achieved our intentions of making our discontent clear. I don't know how they'll respond to the corpses, but perhaps we should clear house. They seem like the unreasonable type.
If you need a weapon, pick one up, and then we'll go. You know,
She's like, right in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have any idea where the others went?
no. I mean, we just wander around and cut things till we find them.
That sounds like a plan.
And these are horrible people. Also, is there a door here, or do we just jump off the bridge?
There's like a little passageway, but for some reason the map makers... I don't know what the map makers are thinking, but they just added a bridge going nowhere. But I think it connects to the pathway directly down below with like a slight turn. Careful not to slip. You're very close to that waterfall, so everything's probably extremely humid and moist.
Well, we came from up here, so we're gonna go down here. Okay, quietly. Just I'm gonna peek around corners, see if anyone is anywhere.
Around the corner, you catch like the tail end of a dude slipping into one of the large columns that flank the elevator going down again. Like you hear that of a door closing.
Alright. Sneaky. Over here.
Sneaky
Yeah.
sneak.
Alright, which way's the elevator?
Some careful snooping might reveal.
I'm gonna snoop. Which would be investigation.
No, you'll see the elevator when you see it.
Okay.
You can definitely reason whatever you like,
Mhm.
but as you
Sneaky,
slink around the walls, you eventually catch wind of two quaggoths. Those big, furry boys who both hold onto a winch that connects to the elevator basket that goes all the way down to the ground. They seem to be constantly leaning over the edge, like trying to see what's going on down there, because there's lots of noise. And even with like the dim light source, they can only really see so much.
So they have chains connected to them, so it looks like they're a pulley system.
The elevator is definitely not automatic or electronic or fueled by anything, as you think you would. At this point, you might as well build stairs, these heathens.
I mean, they probably just use those big dudes to just pull them. You know.
I imagine that it's at least somewhat safer than relying on the unreliable energy production of those big old crystalline arrays they use. After all, the lights here are semi-consistent in their illumination. It'll do. But what do you do with this information, Abigail? You have 5 doors to pick from. There's even a further pathway down southwest. They seem distracted enough so you can snoop around here without catching their attention, for now.
Alright. Let's do a little more sneaky. Oh wait, this area is like totally dark because there's no lighting.
Yup. Why would they light everything up? They can see in the dark just fine.
Oh, I don't want to go too far. Any door ideas, Katie?
If you're wondering where the lights are coming from, they are these. I mean, it's all crystals around there, ain't it? These big old bulbs that hang from their electrical wires, which you know is like the stupidest way to hang these things. That's how you get a fire, kids. They're just suspended and they hang from above. They sway slightly in the underground draft.
I mean, as far as door preference goes, they're all exactly the same to me. So I don't.
Not really. These doors are a little bit more reinforced. In fact, they look quite fancy. These doors also have a clear reinforcement, like a lock and everything. This door is just like a door. Like, go in, have some fun.
Well, clearly the best response would be to go through the door that's hardest to get into, because that means people don't want you to be in there.
Oh, you don't want
That
me to
is the
be
way to do
here,
it.
huh?
I'll eeny meeny miny mo, catch a tiger by the toe, fit holler, let it go, eeny meeny miny mo. Alright. Meow. Gave you this one.
You gonna peek in through the door? To give you some context as to what exactly you're looking at in terms of what a door qualification is. Oh man, this is the wrong page for me to look at the big map. Are you having a laugh at me? Put up
No.
your fist. You're looking at one of those large, like it's all filled in with wood, but only one small section is actually a door. Like this cave was here, and they just boarded it up, and then they added a door to the structure. Like, if you wanted, you could make it a big set of gates, but why would you? Anyway, you can definitely take a sneak peek inside.
Hey, I'm gonna sneakily glance in. Try
Mm,
to keep it up.
because you're such a good sneak. Also, that you just take a quick peek inside. In the shimmering ambient light, like this faint outline stretches before you, which looks like some sort of bedroom. There's definitely someone sleeping. And there seems to be someone else in the room who goes like, who?
I closed the door before. Like,
You found a bedroom. Nice.
it's better if we want to kill any more of these prisoners. These guards, prison guards is what I mean.
I was
If you
gonna
want to
say,
murder all the prisoners, you say
that's
helping the
a
prisoners.
it's a quick heel turn.
Put your knife to your throat. We're gonna kill all the prisoners. Yeah. They can't put us in jail for dead. Ah. Well,
Let's try to work this elevator.
by the way, at some point, after you've been snooping around a little bit, like a big ruckus comes from behind this door. You know, like a big cheer.
Oh. So there's a couple people in there.
I mean, you don't cheer by yourself. That's just sad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of carefully peek through the door and see if I can see who's cheering.
Peeking through the door, you see one of the quaggoths, because, that's how the room is shaped. This appears to be some sort of kitchen, larder, eating area. There's several big round tables made of a strange wood set around with chairs adjacent. And one table in particular has a bunch of dudes sitting around. They seem to be having a good drink, but of what you don't know. If you're looking for a bite to eat, this place is full of them.
I'm a little hungry. They did take all my soup.
No.
They took all my spell components. The bastards.
They took my OJ.
Hey, one of the guys in the temple had pouch of spell components. Probably could have picked that up while we were in there.
Oh yeah. Zephyr did mention I should probably do that.
It's only like 5 gold pieces worth of the stuff, but hey.
Alright.
I'll let you do something.
Alright, I have spell components then. Woo.
Arcane drivel.
So do you want to bust in there and interrupt their dinner? Or it's well
Could.
lit enough, should be able to fight competently.
Sure. I'm gonna get up to the door, and before we go in, I'm just gonna get that blast shape on my sword, like just the normal one.
Yeah, and if
And
we're busting in, then I can probably get my friend up with us to rush in.
What the heck?
Hmm.
Incredible.
Mhm.
Alright, so you're just gonna. You know what? Can I. Are either of you any good with insight?
Missy?
Nope.
Are any of you good at, like, gauging how tough a fight's gonna be?
Uh,
Probably not.
I have
Like, you
like
definitely
12.
have, like, you have, like, 2 non-combatants. One of your dudes is banged up. You sure you want to go in there and start a fight? Like, you might draw, like, more attention considering where you are. You saw at least one other person. He might still be awake and ready. There's a bunch of dudes sleeping in a room adjacent. They might wake up if things go poorly.
That is a fair point.
Yeah,
I will put away my sword.
I think our main
Additionally,
goal of the
don't
month
forget
is
those
probably-
guys. They're only really distracted for a moment. They're gonna notice you the second you start something up here.
Yeah, I think our main priority should be finding the others and regrouping, because we're kind of the sneaky ambush guys.
I imagine that when you were on the bridge, you would have noticed like something was going on down there. Like you could obviously see the dim light and like a bunch of dudes moving around.
You see the beautiful glint of Tanya throwing someone.
I mean, I don't know if they could see that much detail. They were busy with their own things, but
The fight happened after I tossed the guy off the bridge and ran away. So I'm gonna
Plus, hearing any kind of scuffle with the waterfall was probably hard.
that too. Not to mention, there's probably like a constant mist, which creates this fog over to distance. All
Also,
right.
the guards did say when they all got us out of the cell where everyone was going. So we probably have some idea of where they are.
Presumably.
Alright. So if we need to coerce these guys to pull the chains, I can do that. With a little I think thaumaturgy is what I need.
You can't really cast magic up there.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Well, because of the
I
Fae.
thought that's why I can't fly up there.
That's Fezres is not like a universal on-off switch. It is localized to areas.
Yeah, that was just in the prison cell.
And heck, the Fezres down there will have faded away by the time we switch back. Which will be like a minute later, after Tanya has resolved her little chase sequence.
Yeah, I'll just try to find a rock since we're in a cave. Make it smell like steak.
You grab a
Right.
rock and make it smell like steak.
Yeah,
Mm.
it
Or as best
smells
as you
good.
remember it smelling.
Something smells great.
What do you think this is going to do?
I'm gonna lure these guys. Like, be like, come here, come here. I got a steak rock. Come here.
Effing
You know, this
killing
is
me.
this is a solid gold kind of plan. You know,
Yep.
I mean there is like magic suppression, but that's not quite the same as the Fezres mucking up your magic. So I imagine that it smells like a semi-dry steak. It's got that meaty smell, but also feels a bit off. Like you ain't getting the juice, Claire. Um, you know what? Can you roll me a Constitution check?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Okay, one moment.
I want to see which one of you is able to keep themselves standing long enough. Like this really
Saving
is
throw or ability check?
it's just a roll. Thank you.
Okay.
You know,
Look,
after that little
Eh.
scrap, you know, you need a little break. Not to mention,
Yes, I needed that.
not to mention, he's just one idiot. He's gonna run off. He runs off into some random cave.
He's not coming back.
Another big problem is that once he gets out of the light, you basically have to contend with darkness. So
God
yes,
dang it.
He just got eaten by a shark.
probably. You know those under cave sharks.
Hey, you never know.
Why is it called
I watched the
underwater
show
when you're
Street
still in the
Kids.
water? Should be called undersurface or subsurface. All right, kids.
That's why it's actually called submerging.
Merging. Don't forget to merge lanes. Although she'll be driving on the emergency section of the highway. Well,
So if the Feyres is gone, can I get into my thingy now and
presumably
kill
yes.
Tanya?
You're not in a magic suppression field. You're not anywhere near the Feyres. You could probably just grab it out with your grabby
Yep.
hands.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna get that potion, assuming I can grab the one I was trying to.
You. Then it's 5 hit points for Claire.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Let me push that button.
I need that for my after
Whoops.
my nap.
There you go.
Hey.
As you're standing around down here, Topsy and Turvy go back to the little slinking off in the distance thing. Jamjar has already taken it to himself to liberate the drow of his ammunitions.
Mhm.
And his weapons. See him twirling that short sword for a bit before he sheaves it away. All right, so what's the big idea? What's the big plan? Where are we going? Who are we shooting?
Well, we're getting out of here.
I imagined as much. That was not the question I asked.
Well, we must find our companions, and then we leave.
Odds are, if they're not down here, they're up there, huh? But how do we
That
get
would
up
make
there?
sense. Yeah.
So we go
I can-
up.
I can fly. Can
I
you
mean,
fly?
I've been there a bit, so I know one thing that you don't. He holds up a little horn of sorts. The drow use these to signal that someone's gonna go up on the elevator. We could use that to go up, if your little wings can't carry all of us at once.
Perfect. We'll use the glory horn.
I think we can all squeeze into that basket just like before. Considering I'm a rather petite person, and
Also,
the
a few
little
bodies short.
and little old boopito over there is nothing short of dead and unliving. Shame though, he was very good for a couple of gambles, couple of throws of the dice, always ready for class action. Nothing
Well,
but
yeah.
class. So, since we got a couple more moments to ourselves, as it were, mind if I ask exactly how you're made entirely of metal? Is that a... And he just walks straight over to Tanya and goes, knock, 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 on your metal.
I'm actually very confused about this too. I say flying over.
Is it like the foosball table you bought years ago that you just realized it's still in your house? It's like,
Yeah.
you're a robot.
Yeah, how you be? How you work?
Tanya actually looks at her hands, actually does think for a moment. I'm not exactly sure how I work. I just know I was created for a singular purpose: to achieve glory.
How were you made? Did they like plant you? Are you like a tree? I know trees.
Okay, so here, okay, I could say something. The problem is, like, I think Warforged origins are like different depending on like
Oh
the
yes.
world. So, like, because like the only thing that comes to my brain is from the D&D online MMO where I was a Warforged of the Prince of Blades or whatever. If that means anything to anyone.
Well, as for I haven't really thought of that yet, how that would work in this particular setting. I mean, I know that it's entirely possible to make, an animate structure that has a thinking solely brain inside. Maybe it's kind of like how it works in Mindjammer, because I really like how it works in Mindjammer, where you take like a brain scan that might kill the brain, and then you put that into an AI thing, and then it becomes a whole different person. And then some civilizations misunderstand how that works, and they're like, it's immortality. And it's like, no, you definitely died. Like, this is definitely another person.
She's basically very vague about it, but she says that she knows that she has to achieve once again more vague glory, ultimate glory.
So
Distant
guys,
echoes.
Tanya is Captain Flashbang, 1.0.
She's prototype
Wait,
Captain
She's
Flashbang.
prototype Captain Flashbang. Hey,
Also,
Captain
you are-
Flashbang was
Tanya has a feeling she's very lucky that Ashleen doesn't know first what a screwdriver is and that she doesn't have one.
No.
I do feel weirdly thankful. Do not turn me into a car, whatever that is.
Why are you like this, Claire? Why is your first thing like, man, cars?
Well,
You're not
I
even
hang out with
Ringo.
Ringo. Yeah, I hang out with Ringo a lot.
Bap.
Yeah, let's
But
go to the
away.
elevator, right?
Well, it doesn't really matter what's up, because I say after this, we immediately head on over to good old Blingenstone. Should take no time at all to get there, huh?
Okay, what did he say?
Sure. Those words.
Like, he wants to go head over to get the bolognese. Like, that's
Blingenstone, my good sirs. The town I'm from.
Yeah.
oh,
The
okay.
Bonnie Stone.
Is
I'm
that-
Irish.
Yeah, is Barney Stone in the Underdark? Because we want to try to get the hell out of the Underdark. Because I think it's turning my friend feral.
Oh, probably. Now, how about we pick up yon the light source and see where we can go off to, huh?
Yes.
Thought you could pin light sources, but I think it's templates you can do, which is just dumb. Eh.
Just,
Anyway,
like, lock it onto
What
my
do you
character.
intend to do to get back up again?
And use the horn.
Excellent. In
Yeah,
the
it's all good.
meantime,
I'm sure Aisling has enough lung power to toot the horn.
not to toot my own horn. Ah. Canny and Abigail. You hear a horn, and suddenly the Aquagoths let the elevator go down again.
Oh, the elevator was up.
I imagine that's the safe position to keep it in, yes.
We really should have hopped on there.
You still have a chance. Like, it takes about a moment to respond to the sound, then you hear the creaking of the hinge, the slow
Alright.
spinning of the chain. Actually, it's a silk rope.
Everybody on then.
The thing has a capacity for like 4 medium creatures. You are more than 4 medium creatures.
Alright, we have to have this guy who's probably big as hell.
Actually, Darendil's the biggest one of you.
Canny and Stool.
And maybe Shushar is also pretty massif.
And Abigail is small. So yeah.
Stools too, I guess. Well, if you really wanted to, you could try, but... So, is this a plan you wanna try?
We all want to get on the elevator before it goes down.
The whole party hops into the elevator. The Quaggas are momentarily shocked, but luckily they are trained enough to hold onto the thing, even though everything points towards something being afoot. However, the hinge mechanism really isn't made for this kind of weight, since, why would you make an elevator
Yeah.
bigger than the weight you expect it to carry?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't know how elevators work. But at the end of the day, you know that sound you hear when like a winch mechanism has completely gone like whoops and it just starts squeaking super quickly? Let's
Oh.
see, actually, would you weigh 800 pounds in total? I don't know. I mean, Ron's there. You got a mushroom boy. Probably pretty light. Although I think again Darendale kind of throws it all off, doesn't he? You know what's really weird? It does say that up to 800 pounds of cargo, but it provides no weight classes for all the other prisoners, which sounds like a relevant thing to have if you're gonna make it that specific.
It is actually kind of odd. I guess it's so. I guess it's so like the party doesn't. I don't know. Weirdly get meta about the character's weight they go with or something.
I don't even know. The point is, your elevator just starts squeaking down quickly. You hear it, or probably you might even see like the tail end of the hinge, the handles start swinging quickly and slapping the quaggoths on the way down. People down there, you blew the horn, expecting it to come down, and sure does. Man, they're in a rush.
Yeah,
Huh.
I'm imagining that you guys, when you jump in on the way down, the fairy was flying up to meet it because she's impatient.
It starts
And she's
swinging
like,
side to side because they jumped in horizontally and everything.
She gives a thumbs up to you all as you all wave at her in horror.
no, I think she's more confused.
Tanya is looking at it and going, "Ha, excellent service." I hate
No,
this
you
place,
get you only get 2 words out of the fairies you go quickly past her. Lie down.
Swing, swing, and once you hit the ground, it luckily, due to the way everything lands, it's not the worst fall in your life, but it sure is gonna be a problem to deal with.
Wait, you all came down here when we're trying to go up here.
Yes,
which
that's
means
what
there's
I've been
more
thinking this entire scene.
Isn't this the way out?
Oh my effing god!
The
Well, hello,
the elevator
companions.
wagon is damaged from the impact, and everyone spills out, rolling around.
The very annoyed fairy floats down in front of you guys.
The laugh track plays really loudly from like Big Bang Theory.
Now,
Surprised that
This is-
thing still works.
of all the noises that have been happening so far, I think this is kind of the point where one of them is gonna be like, okay, something's up.
No, it's fine.
So what do you do down here, kids? As you watch your friends crash into the ground and spill out over the floor like marbles. Against this cold, irregular stone floor, what's this elevator basket again?
I don't know, a nest.
It's a
What
bat.
would you call it?
Thin cord of spider silk, which is cute. Doesn't actually specify what the elevator is made of. It's a basket. So I imagine it's like a big wicker basket, so it just has this big dent in it, I guess. Nothing too bad.
So yeah, she's gonna fly over in front of Abigail. Blimey, you okay?
Yeah, we just found our way out. Tussled a bit. How you guys
No,
doing?
you found your way down.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah, why not up? We want up. What we want is the not down.
That down would bleed out.
Well,
Down would lead.
there are no exits up there.
Well, you can take the elevator back up, probably one at a time, because that thing did not handle the fall well.
You don't say. Is it probably because? you brought
Oh,
the
Tanya, they made right bags of this, yeah?
Yes. She clearly doesn't understand a word what you said, but she got the gist that at least you're annoyed as she is. Well, I'm glad you're all safe. And Mushroom.
Oh yeah, it's a stool. Stool is friend.
Wiggle.
He wiggled. Yeah, like Yeah, that sure is a thing.
Does that little bounce where he slightly compresses, springs back up again?
I don't I don't know how to read that thing. I can never read that guy. You know, I turned to the fairy. That drow seemed pretty sure where he was going when he ran away.
I think he was scared.
Well, he didn't try to
You
go
got
up the elevator at least.
Considering
guys
that
got
you
let
fine
one go?
surfacers appear to have only so much knowledge of this place below the surface, where should we go? I suggest that our best course of action is to go directly to my hometown of Sloobloob, and from there get some supplies and send everyone off to their own little way home.
Okay, I like that hometown name. Shloop, bloop, bloop.
Sloobloob.
Okay, so that's not the same as like the other guy talking about saying he wanted to do a bolognese.
Blingenstone, yes, that is also. I mean, it is probably the friendliest town to surfacers, since it's made of gnomes and stuff. I think it used to be some sort of research facility or something until recently.
Fine. Thanks for promoting. Well, we probably want to get to the civilization closer to us.
I mean, kinder is also kind of a nice plus side, but sure.
I'm gonna go with anything is right at the moment kinder than this place because these people really, really suck.
However, I feel that this little. And he pats the little mushroom baby. I think this little boy would probably want to go home too, which would require going to Neverlight Grove.
Looks at Aisling when he says never light growth.
It's a place full of mushrooms. Smart ones that walk and talk and say hello.
Probably dark there, she says helpfully.
Is there a section that says like where every party member thinks you should go because feels like something I should. Oh here we go. Why is it on the other page? I don't know, but I'm dumb. Flick flick, as they say.
Would that grove be along the way, or
Oh, the underground doesn't work like that at all. Shushar, if you don't stop him, we'll give you a detailed explanation of how the Fezres effectively causes all the tunnels to warp. If you're like an Underdark native, you have this innate sense on how to fucking deal with it. But otherwise, you're pretty much fucked. Why do you
So
think no one comes
actually-
down here?
I stared at Abigail. Up, down is out.
To give you the
Yeah.
long and short of it, since there's really no reason for anyone to be particularly dishonest with where they want to go, Darendil and Ront and Eldith just want to get the fuck out of here. I think.
understandable?
I like that Eldith doesn't have a section that says where she wants to go, even though there really should just be a section at the end that says she wants to go to the surface. Thanks, book, for handling this extremely cleanly. Bupido wants to go to Gracklstuk, which is a Duergar town, aka the Nutty Dwarves, the ones who stayed underground for a little too long and now can't return to the surface anymore. It's also a great place to get miner's lung.
Hmm.
Chimja just wants to go to Blingenstone because that's where he's from. Easy as that. The moody elf, unless you decide to butter him up a bit, will not provide you with any particular information.
Also, we lost Zyla.
No, I
Okay.
accidentally hit a button.
Okay.
Stool just wants to
Yeah,
go
I
back
just
home.
have to pick up.
Topsy and Turvy want to go to Blingenstone. I think they're deep gnomes. So yes, they want to go there. And Shushar's like, I don't care why. I mean, Shushar apparently doesn't. He's like a nomadic type. He doesn't really stick. He has a hometown, yes, but just goes where he goes.
Whatever.
Whatevs, my man.
Whatever, man.
Man, getting some big man energies. You know, sometimes you do.
I'm just here for the food.
Really,
Hey, Tristan.
really, Claire. That's it. So gonna handle this.
Well,
I mean, I can say that, but yeah, we should. Honestly, I'm with party. Get the hell out of here. I'm not sure about you with you three, or I could say you two and Goblin.
As for the passage that are available to us,
I think nice place sounds friendly.
That's what I was thinking.
Then let us go to my place. We have no food, we have no weapons and equipment that are necessary, and I feel that our magical friend could use a little pick-me-up anyway.
Yeah, if we're gonna be fighting our way out, which seems to be the case, we should probably, get some gear.
Do not worry. Under my guardianship, the Curator will be most kind to us, and we will get what we need, provided that we have a few things to barter with, of course. And don't make it too apparent that the Drow are after us. I assure you, they will come after us. Such is their way. And Jim Jaw's like, who wants to bet like a couple of gold coins that they'll catch us in like the first day or two?
I mean, I'll make the bet that they'll find us, not that they'll catch us.
I like that bet a bit more.
Also, if we need weapons, there's a couple swords like over there from people that we killed. You need
Everyone pick
swords?
up a short sword.
Sword. Oh, I got a sword already.
Whoops, this map still has darkness configured.
Also, Ashleen is holding her magic sword that I got from the
Sloop
previous
doo.
adventure.
Well, this is a map.
It sure is.
Also, since
You're
I
here.
get the my thing
Why is it doing that? Why are you like this token?
had the +1 arrows.
It's a bit easier to manage. You are currently in Velkenvive, close to a place known as the Long Chasm.
Nice.
Is Gontregrim even on this? There he is, all the way over there.
I was trying to move the map. No highlights.
Grackle Stug.
If you were to go
I
by the
like
surface, you could get this Lubbeldub in like a day. But unfortunately, the underground doesn't work like that. You practically double down, double back, go up, down, left, right. Sometimes you gotta spend hours squeezing through tiny, itty-bitty passages where you can barely breathe. You probably have to butter up your orc and your furry man.
I hate this place so much.
That's
mean-
agreement.
Then there's the often happening vertigo and nausea caused by sharkbait tea ferret. Thanks. Then there's the occasional nausea and awfulness of getting stuck in Fezres. It's not great. So, do you have anything to eat on the way there? You've got a party of a lot. Let's see, you've got a party of that's like 14 people. So you need
If I
like
keep casting magic, I'll eventually make cookies.
Mhm.
That's one of
is
my wild
such a
magic
gr-
side effects.
incredible.
Actually, could you do like a weird luck roll to see if you can just like force make cookies?
Now, before we get too fancy with our dancy, it will take you 8 days to get there. You will probably die of starvation before you get there. Luckily, it's not too hard to get water down here. It just might not necessarily be clean water, but Does anyone here have survival or an appropriate skill that
I
they
can
think?
fix the water.
Well, that's great. So at the very least, your water won't be a problem. Spend some time sucking on the water that drips down the stones.
I'm pretty sure after a while, Abigail was just like, you know what? Let's go back to prison. Get their supplies.
I haven't eaten in like half an hour.
You want to do that? You can do that. Like, you haven't technically left yet. This is you just doing
I
the
mean-
little planning phase.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
there
if
are
it's
supplies
gonna-
in the prison.
we did see the kitchen while we were in there, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Well,
but
didn't-
someone destroyed the elevator.
It's
Well,
not
wait,
just-
real quick. Weren't you like jacking a bunch of swords? Didn't you like grab a pouch of stuff? Like
Uh-huh.
I don't know, yummies, biscuits.
that wasn't the priority.
priority was getting out and getting useful stuff.
I am holding this little fairy, and I have to feed her saltine crackers, or she goes into diabetic shock. What do you want?
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
I'm just hiding like all the gold shit that I stole from the temples. I didn't find any food.
Actually- You are spared 2 meals because I just remembered that Tanya doesn't really need to eat all that much. And stool is a fucking plant baby. Just suck up the nourishment from the soil.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
like he's actually like eating right now. Just
Don't be
Don't
like
worry,
that.
all
Always
of,
eating, always eating a little bit.
I personally prefer that when he walks, his little feeties make like a noise,
that's just him eating, I guess. I don't know.
and he always
Pat,
puts
pat,
his leggy he sticks him out all the way like parallel to the ground, then he plaps it down.
Now, full out of character thing. I'm just saying, is stool like one of those delicious mushrooms?
Don't.
How would you know? I mean, he doesn't look
Ah.
delicious. He looks a bit flaky and gray, so.
do you eat mushrooms? Do you eat?
Todd, Todd sort of shrugs at you. Well, we have nature, right? Like we could like find some.
I am made of nature. Also, I have a few of my rations shoved into my interdimensional portal.
We got some land to spread.
I'm a fairy, not an elf. Keep
But-
salads in there.
So, as you're all
Well,
having a
that's
lovely
good.
conversation, a dialogue about things and stuff and things, you hear the distant sound of. Imagine if you had like instead of a swarm of mosquitoes, you had like a few mosquitoes, but they were massive. And then the big flapping of wings. It's in the distance. It's not here. What do? The elevator's right here.
And
we
it
should, we,
still
we should get
works.
the hell out of here.
No, I'm gonna fly up there. I'm gonna steal some food.
You fly up there and then bump into that magic repulsion thing that they so politely set up. Why didn't they just invest in some brighter lights instead of this stuff?
I don't like this place.
You know what? Get on my back, actually, and I'll climb us up.
I'm already like halfway up there. I'll just climb the rest of it. Wait, do I have athletics?
I have a climb speed.
Do you even climb, bro?
Okay. Real
Actually,
though,
I have
for,
okay, but you know,
for real though, I'm gonna ask. Like, we killed like how many people? They had to have some pouches of like nibbles on them.
Of jerky or whatnot.
Yeah,
And
but those
jerky.
nibbles ain't exactly going to keep you alive for long.
Yeah, that's not exactly field rations.
yeah. So I'm gonna go up with Abigail, and we're gonna get some food.
I personally love the mental image of you and Abigail like fly up and then you land on the wall like flies and scuttle up the rest.
Well,
Well,
I
this-
can't fly.
Freaking
I'm using my
house
climb speed.
gecko.
No, it's kind of like the you know, when you see the mosquitoes or flies go against a dome light, and you see them try to get to the light part. That's me trying to fly up there, just thunk, 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 bouncing off of the wall.
Delightful. The sound of
Yeah.
droning gets ever louder, as do the big flaps. You start to hear some distant screaming, and by the time you've actually reached the top of the ledge, the quaggas that were there seem to have vacated the area.
So even if we wanted to use the elevator, we can't.
Oh, that's probably bad.
Well, you do have at least 2 to 3 individuals with enough muscle to use the elevator by themselves. Like if Tanya and Ront, or maybe Darendil, who's also pretty big. But you have to convince him because he's like, I'm a posh prince. I don't operate elevators.
Right? Point to
Fancy
the
little
door
fella.
where the
Okay,
kitchen
let's
is.
go. I'm behind you.
As you shift
Mm.
over, ever so slightly, the door suddenly breaks open. Presumably because just a moment ago you hear this. The door swings open, and its occupants immediately begin running.
Hide. No.
I think they're going the other way.
Oh yeah, but you don't want them to accidentally see you.
They don't even get too far before they suddenly scream.
Huh?
Anyway, stuff's developing. Unless you want to stay and watch, which is your right. It's your right to stay and watch as long as you want.
We're just gonna grab some stuff and keep going.
Into the kitchen.
Scooting into the larder. Hilarious. Awesome. Incredible. Fantastic.
This is where they were running from, though.
Yeah. Also, I'm running, and I don't like this.
No, they were not running away from something. They were definitely running with intention to somewhere else.
Okay.
Like towards the sound of the horn. Taking a quick look around this larder, you have about 30 rations here if you like divvy it up nicely. That'll keep you going for a day or two.
Okay. with the couple that I have in my storage, that gives us some stuff.
Like you have like 12 people that need to eat, so this is 2 days of food. Maybe like 4 if you stretch it a bit.
Plus, we can hopefully get more food using, well,
Scavenging.
Survival.
stuff. Okay, so we're gonna get that. It'll take a bit to gather it.
It's like 60 pounds of food, man. Yeah, it takes a bit to carry.
You're also not the biggest people.
As you take care of this, the people downstairs will see that something big and winged is like slapping away creatures up there.
Boy, I'm glad we're down there. Down here. And that's up there.
And we're the sheriff. How did you know?
Well, it looks...
Once you peek out, my good sirs, you see what has been troubling this place so much. I think I figured this out just recently, but I really like that I learned this. There's a way for me to show you the character artwork. What you see looks looks quite interesting. It's mostly feathered and avian in form, but its head is a facsimile of a human visage beset with a razor-sharp beak, horns, which, upon closer inspection, are just teeth sticking out of its head, poke in every which direction and augment its already quite delightful smile. Its eyes are filled with nothing but a desire for malice and suffering. A sensation you won't soon forget, because that was not metaphorical. It literally, metaphorically hit you.
Oh.
It's literal and metaphorical.
And every time it swings its claws and cuts one of these guys with quite a bit of damage, it like its body just swooshes spores all over the place.
Ew.
Perfect. We can cook that up on the fire and. feed the
I'm
whole
not
family.
interested in that. I don't like it. I'm gonna keep running to the ledge.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about eating something covered in spores. Probably gonna get you sick.
Alright, Sapphire, important question. How far out is the silk rope?
You could probably jump it.
I'm just jumping off anyway.
Well, yeah, because you can fly.
Yep, once I get past the magic barrier.
This is why you get featherfall kids.
I jump onto the silk rope and quickly scurry down.
Can you roll me some athletics as you decide to do this perilous jump?
I will attempt. Fly!
Would you like to spend one of the hero points from your big hero
Yeah.
pointometer?
I can
Yes, I
I can shoot a teleport laser at you as you're falling.
By the
Oh,
way,
you
do
better.
check your party because there is this actual hero point device. You can store up to
You said you
12
were
in
setting
total.
that up.
While you manage to grab onto the rope on your way down, guiding you downwards, you can't get a solid grip, and everyone down there can watch this blurry figure cast against your silhouette to them, and because there's no light sources along the way, can watch you rapidly accelerate towards the ground as you fail to get a good grip on a smooth, silky rope.
Ah! Ah!
Wait. I got an idea that could help here.
Yeah.
Can I? Oh wait, I'm out of spell points. Shit, I was gonna use a spell point to warp you to Tanya.
We just hear this wet thud. Well, we have more rations now.
Can one of you big strong people maybe catch them?
We can't.
You're made of metal. That's probably a bad plan.
You can
I
hold.
could
You can
probably
use the
grab
mushroom
her.
as a cushion.
I could do it like Gwen Stacy, you know, in Spider-Man.
Claire, you know how that story ends. I'm not gonna ask you.
Spider-Man is known for saving Gwen Stacy just in time, right? That's how it
Yep,
goes,
that's
right?
how it goes. That
Yeah.
is the story.
And they don't keep repeating that fucking plot point a million times, right?
This is also true.
Actually, weird thing, Seth. They only did the Gwen Stacy plot point like once in all the movies.
Talk about the comics, Claire.
Yeah, they have
Oh, wait.
actually redone Gwen Stacy stuff. Sometimes with Mary Jane a few times.
Yeah, that's
Tanya,
true.
catch! I'm gonna throw my bag at Tanya.
It's like, Mary Jane, how did you end up in this like a second time? Like my other love did this like so many times. Why did my wife keep ending up in falling?
So yeah, I'm gonna throw the bag at Tanya of my rations. I'm gonna try to get down there and grab and try to pull up on Abigail to slow her down.
Ooh.
You are
Ooh.
Literally baby-sized.
I can fly. She's not that much bigger than me.
Can you roll me some? Strength is the appropriate one here, really. There's also some acrobatics involved to not get caught in the rope or anything, but I think the real killer here is whether or not you get the muscle to handle this.
Big strong.
Tanya, at some point,
Yes.
Abigail and Ashleen, going at an unremarkable speed, fall on top of you as you intended to catch them, right?
Yeah.
If not,
Oh,
then
but the first thing that lands on you is the bag of rations. Because I
Oh.
threw that at you, so I'd have my hands open.
Tanya is dead.
it's 30 pounds of food, man. Don't. Anyway, you get smushed by all this that's happening. There's a bunch of carnage and excitement happening up there. Would you like to stick around and see who the victor is? Maybe you can loot the place if those roaming spooky men happen to win.
No,
Looting the place does sound intriguing. I kind of don't want to get killed by that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, here's some other.
Ashleen,
Here's the other
finger
thing that's roaming
pistols.
around this place, by the way. I think this artwork is way too nice and clean.
It's still cool looking, though.
It's still pretty cool. That's a
Also-
proboscis.
Ashleen pats Abby on the back. Got your back.
Cool. 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 Gonna get up.
Abigail's traumatized.
You're all on the ground now. You gonna wait around
Okay,
for
let's
this,
get moving.
or are you gonna leave?
think we should
we're
go.
leaving.
Marvelous.
Also, did one of you guys find a spell drop thingy up there? I thought I heard last session.
Oh, I think that was
I think
me.
it was you, Gobbo.
Yeah.
Did I put all in the inventory? Let's take a look at the party loot sheet. Because I think you took like the incense burner.
Yeah.
The incense burner. You took the sword. You took there was like some porridge, some star drop, a spell drop, some chicken, a roast beef, a pizza.
No, this morning.
Some purple stuff.
Onions, a pizza. Marvelous. You decide to finally hit the road, huh, kids?
I'm taking that spell. The spell drop.
It's mine. This is all
Oh,
mine.
I use the spell points all the time. It's my thing.
Yeah.
Just watch that her just swallow that thing.
And so you begin your long, twisting, perilous journey through the Underdark to find yourself to Shlubladoop.
Which I'm assuming takes enough time for me to get my spell points back.
Well, not
Several
really.
days.
It's difficult to long rest while you're in a place as excessively dangerous as this.
And
But
there's
you
not
will
taking
get your
one of
rest
those,
the first time because you're just dead exhausted after everything that's happened. And not sleeping in the Fezres is always nice. Although I imagine someone might have to push you around since that stuff is like all over the place. Just sleep in this wheelbarrow and we'll push you around once it gets too close.
I'm just sleeping until the stuff comes over. No, move the ferry.
I slide her across the ground, like out of the way.
Many of the caverns inside the Underdark are cold and lifeless, at most a little moist and humid. Your food supplies quickly seem to dwindle away. As after the first 2 days, you're going to have to figure something out. But there's the question, how do you handle your travel? Do you want to go fast or slow? Are you going to take some time to pick up some things along the way? What are you doing?
If there's, foraging opportunities, I think we take them.
Well, we would take them because we don't have enough supplies for everything.
I mean, I was mostly in the mentality just to follow the leader in terms of like the natives to the Underdark, because they seem to know what to do in this wacky, crazy tunnel land.
So, the question then becomes, does anyone here have survival and think they can roll a bit? To see if they get lucky along this way.
I'm actually not trained in survival despite being a fairy because that's a wisdom skill.
Nobody here is trained in survival because none of you have wisdom.
Goblin, do you have survival skills?
I just said no one has it. Let's see if anyone else
Clearly.
has.
I can make a straight survival check. I'm not trained in it.
That's a fantastic way to end up with like food you shouldn't be eating. But you're free to try. I can't stop you.
I will attempt. This,
We're going to die.
this, you know, rock looks tasty.
Luckily, the people who made this adventure are apparently not complete idiots, and they decided to give one of the NPCs the ability to forage for food. I need to pull up a very specific book to see exactly what they imagined this result looks like.
Abigail makes a rock smell like a steak and hands it to the fairy.
Why are you like this, Claire? I crack my knuckles. Why are you like this? Why do you make me do this to you?
Why do you make us do this to you, Claire?
I take her and I fold her over.
Please do not fold me.
Ah, here it is. Forage. Oh, that's hilarious. The character can... That's great. That's great that that's what foraging is. I know what the word means. Thank you, book. I want to know what the results are. Is this what people... Oh, here we go. Food and water. Okay, that's what happens if you don't have food and water. That doesn't tell me how foraging works. Where are the rules for foraging, 5e? Please! Foraging DCs. Here we go. That I imagine that the idea is that you just get your food and water for a day. Again, water's not the problem. Elda spends much of her time trying to coordinate efforts. Along the way, your kind friends do talk like big shit about how, well, there's caverns down here that'll fill to the brim with all kinds of lovely plant life you can eat. And honestly, it starts to sound like, you're traveling with people who need to get paid, and all they're talking about is like, man, El Dorado, baby.
Yeah, like how it's getting progressively lower.
It's honestly,
Subtract by 3 each time.
yes, it's amazing, ain't it? On the
It's 'cause
third
it's a
day
roll
of
for us, not
Christmas.
an enemy that's like stabbing a sword into her face.
On the third day, unless you've been stretching your supplies, you will find yourself hungry. Hungry and starving. And starting to feel the slow and steady decline of your bodies as a result of lack of edible supplies.
How damn far away is this place?
A little over a week, 8 days to be specific.
Oh,
I actually had some extra supplies in my extra dimensional storage because I'm lazy and don't carry it on my person.
Excellent. Why are you like this, Claire?
I didn't type that.
Why are you so tasty looking?
Why? I don't know. It's weird. I actually have rations. Why do I have those?
Because we lost. Most of you guys probably lost them when we got.
You lost
captured,
most
though.
of your supplies and any non-perishables
Yeah.
have been tossed.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like I have 10 rations for 10 days.
I'm gonna look a map. Give me a moment. This won't take long. I just gotta find a good mega tile. Finally, these impromptu tiles are gonna be super useful. I'm gonna call this map something Oh no, potential conflict detected between easy target and smart target. That took you forever to figure out. Wow. Man, I really love that I bought this fucking set that's like, here's some big ass tiles you can just slap down, baby. Where's the tile I just looked at? There it is. What? Oh, the sorting is different here, huh? Oh, this one does account. Okay, cool. Gotcha. 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 As you're having a jolly old little rompus-stompus down, what exactly do you use to provide light? Because that little light source you had, that dim thing, is going to last like a little while, and after that, you're pretty much blind unless someone is willing to hold your hand.
A stool glow.
No.
I can cast fairy fire on people.
While that is absolutely hilarious, I don't know if people would appreciate that kind of magic, but hey.
Turn me into a lantern.
I think everyone else on the party here, by the way, has some form of dark vision, except your dwarf. Apparently you're... Why do you have something called Sticky Shield? Why are you like this?
Wait,
if-
shield.
If we can
Wash your
find
damn
flammable
shield.
stuff, we can make torches.
Hmm?
If we can find flammable stuff, we can make torches.
If you want to, you can forage for that. You think
I
he...
will.
Sadly, I know how to work with water, not light.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Nope.
Well, at least...
Stop doing worse at this. Stop
least you
ruining
get a-
Yu-Gi-Oh, Bella.
At least you get a hero point. You do find some flammable materials, but end up burning yourself in the process.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I found something, and then you go, Cha! Luckily, you
know,
have your friends to guide you through all these problematic times.
heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sitting on Tanya's shoulder, staring at you, while I keep Tanya lit up and keep recasting fairy fire on you.
Please glow. Please glow.
Wait. Do cookies come out of me because she cast?
Possibly at some point, because I do have to keep recasting it.
Huh. I thought prestidigitation would make like some light, but apparently not. No one here is an artificer,
No.
and no one here has access to a light spell or cantrip.
I was thinking of taking light at some point.
Well, maybe your next level you can take care of that. But
Now's the reason to take it.
Yeah, we have to
definitely,
level up.
you've spent the last few days almost in perfect darkness. Time makes no sense down here because there is no sun to follow. You're unsure how far you've been or how far you've gone. But during day 3, you're pushed aside, and they have to take care of a monster for you because you're basically blind. If you ever
Doing
wanted
my
to feel
best.
useless in your life, you've come to realize just how much the fucking sun is your best friend. It lets you sleep
Can't wait.
better because you know when to sleep. It lets you see things, and it keeps you warm. Whereas down here, you're cold, damp, there's nowhere to dry your clothes that will actually work. You can't see anything. And honestly, you might start to think that you've actually gone blind. Up until something magical happens.
Well,
For at some point you will turn the corner, and the sights you behold are invigorating to the spirit. I think I have a cool mushroom map somewhere. This is a cool map, but is it a cool mushroom map? 17, keep that in mind. I'm just quickly scrolling through all these. This one's pretty nice too, but it has no mushrooms. Because eventually you reach into a large, cavernous area. Massif, one might say if they feel particularly fancy. Within this large area are a variety of mushrooms. There's mushroom for mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
I'm very intelligent. Thank you. I've got 2 IQ, and I spend them all on luck. In this beautiful mushroomy cave are light sources, namely a bunch of mushrooms that glow.
Oh,
Ain't that
thank
something?
God.
Ain't that something? This is the one I was thinking of, right? I think I'll go for the other one. That was also pretty cool. It was 32, right? Yeah, 32. We can help it if we try. Just the 2 of us. Just a baby Claire.
Fork.
You find yourself in an immense cavernous zone, filled, as mentioned, with glowing mushrooms of all kinds of sorts. The people you're with will be well familiar with these, in the same way that people on the surface would know what an oak tree is, or what a maple tree is, or what a blackberry is. Not only are the lights quite dazzling in their brightness, the variety of color is honestly quite overstimulating. Ah, so bright. Let me post some pictures for you to give you the mental image you require. And 1 and 2. Look at those beautiful things.
This is pretty. I actually like this place.
I can't see.
It's in the
It's
chat.
in the out of character chat.
Oh, okay.
Also clearing it's the first light we've seen.
What the heck? That
days.
ferret is huge. And that other one is tiny.
I decided to post some different
The
size
duality
ferrets.
of baby.
And of course, the instant we see it, the fairy's already flying up to go look around. She
Yeah,
wants the
like
lights.
I had to put like the baby reins on you or something. Like you're like the little kid at the mall. We go to the toy store. You're just gone. I
You know
lost
what the best part about the baby reins would be?
What?
Okay, I got the baby reins on the ferry. Womp. I just teleport.
She just gets out. God dang it! Or they end up on Abigail somehow. I don't know.
Marvelous.
Claire should be healed up, I believe.
You've had enough time to recover pretty much everything you had.
Oh, okay.
Even if you spent like a few days starving.
I used up the rest of the stuff I had in my storage.
I mean, could be better. Little Stool's all excitedly running around. Make a little ploppy noise with little feet as he goes up and down the uneven waving surface. It's almost like someone grabbed a rock and then smooshed it around a bit and then got all that wavy surface. Hanging mushrooms, lichen, and more. I mean, you're not going to find any proper plants down here. Or are you? As you take a look around and your compatriots, Shushar in particular, seems more than willing to tell you all about these exciting plants and what they all mean. Noises and what they mean with a ferret. Claire, you're allowed to show the picture if you want to. Can you imagine actually being in pitch blackness for like 2 to 3 days? Like, someone has to hold your hand because you can't see shit most of the time. And then you suddenly see a dazzling display that looks like a fucking spellcaster cast color spray at your eyes.
Yeah, that's why I linked that GIF.
The only light we've had
Maz.
for days has been when I've made Tanya glow for a few minutes.
It's not been the best, no. You were told about all kinds of exotic plants that are around here, some of which can apparently be eaten. In fact, a lot of them can get eaten. And some of them can be harvested to make light sources out of. And others are just filled with water.
Oh.
Oh, time to eat anything that looks edible.
Marvelous. Marvelous.
God, we're hungry.
That sounds like a bad plan, but I'm gonna ask other people what I should eat.
I wish I could
Let's
just
not
show
wait
you this
for, like-
stuff. But... Yeah, I can't just post these things. Ugh, that's annoying.
In fact, she points specifically to Abigail. I'm gonna ask people who aren't you what to eat.
We're gonna have a nightmare sequence of Abigail waking up next to like a half-eaten stool.
Oh no! Don't eat the baby.
What have you done?
Also, Ashleen flies over to the one gambling dude. They haven't found us yet. You lose.
Ha. Well, you should have taken the bet then, huh? You never
Didn't have
said
any
you
gold.
did.
I just want to tell you lost.
There's always another bet I can win, huh? It's not like I only got one chance at this stuff. So, this is all nice and lovely. We're halfway the sloop bloop. We haven't even seen any of those elves. They're probably a little busy taking care of those problems they got over there.
Or they're dead.
I think it's a bit time that we have a slight proper introduction. Because I get the feeling that we're keeping a couple of secrets from here. Like, I gotta know what the hell a frickin'... I can imagine a dwarf coming down here, you know? Dwarves come down here sometimes. That's how they be. They like to dig in the earth and they get themselves stuck in some place. And deep gnomes, I know that. They come around here. What the hell's an orc doing down there, though? What's your business here, Mr. Big Man?
That
was-
a good question.
What's the business of a little goblin? A robot man?
I'm not here by choice. We got kidnapped.
That's a fair point. I don't think anyone of us were in that prison by choice.
Yeah,
Wait, people
don't
choose
normally
to live
set
down here?
don't normally set out for the day and go. Today I'm gonna end up in prison.
I'm gonna put like a little hood over the ferry, like a bird, like.
While accusations are getting thrown around, Ront and Eldith are like picking up rocks, sharpening them, making proper axes, and start chopping the trees by instructions of Shushar. Like they're
Yeah,
actually taking care of business around here.
They're like the actual adventuring party of this game.
Yeah, while you're busy hearing Ashleen constantly mutter into the hand of the metal one about how she's confused people who decide to live down here.
The drow, who doesn't say a lot, decides to speak up and just mutter something about how stupid you were not to get some light sources if apparently you're such a blind bats. Or get your stuff back. Probably kept it somewhere.
I
But
did
no, it's
carry
all complaints.
Wasn't there a light that one of y'all took?
Yeah, but that thing was like a flashlight. It doesn't last forever.
Ashleen suddenly pauses for a minute. Wait. She creates her portal and reaches into it, pulls out a torch.
Oh come on!
One
Did I
second.
have these the whole time?
I mean, what even is it?
Natural
It's a stick that smells.
Yeah, I had a few torches in there too, because she kept some of her material in there.
Well, they
There was
only
a
last
little,
an hour, so they're best saved for important situations.
That's probably why she didn't think of them since they're not big ones.
I got something.
Hmm. So these are known as Ormu. They look like surface plants. They glow a little bit. You can use them to make glowing powders. More importantly, supposedly they can help with spell casting, but how do I know? I don't really do all too much magic myself.
Well, I need some components to cast spells, so sure, let's grind some of that up.
Then snort it.
All right, Bella. How about you roll me a survival check? And that is how. And the
Why?
result is how much usable gold pieces worth of spell components you manage to extract out of these plants. As Shushar gives you some helpful tips. He leans over your shoulder. Did we take the hookah with us? Well, there are other plants that are better for hookah.
Mm.
Jim Jar immediately goes like, if you want to get something that's a bit strong and zesty, you want to get yourself a barrel stock. You dry it out a little bit, you grind it down, you mix it with some water, and you get something that's basically like coffee. It'll give you some bring in your step, but it might just stick afterwards.
I'm
And
mostly asking because I'm watching the fairy, making sure she's not just gonna like.
Hey, star fruit. There's this thing called fire lichen. It's the bomb. It basically works the same. Gives you a hell of a lot of pep. If you don't mind your throat burning like fire.
Anyone want to give me assistance, or we good?
What am I assisting you with?
Grinding up some mushrooms for spell components.
Gets out my grinding hands.
Which are just your hands.
I thought,
Mm.
but I guess I'm wrong. I know that the nightlight gives off light, but it was probably wormwood that also gives off light too. Well, there are some mushrooms here that glow more than just a little bit. They are these long. They basically look like glow sticks that grow out of the ground. They emit. They're about 5 to 10 feet tall, and they emit like 15 feet of light and then 50 feet of dim light.
Hey.
19 gold pieces worth of components as you perfectly scrape off what Ormu leaves there are for their usable components.
Okay, I can help myself. I can't help anyone else.
Anyway, these fine gentlemen take their time gathering up as much as they can, including some of these big spongy balls that look like basketballs but blue. And they're very, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna roll some dice.
Wander around, keep an eye out as everyone's just kind of focusing on doing stuff.
As they spend the entire rest period harvesting, they will eventually come up with like 74 pounds of food.
Anyway,
That's a lot of
dang,
food.
that's random.
Also,
enough
it's
for
all
a lot.
vegetarian, which is great for me.
It is all vegetarian, yes. 74, so that's like 36 rations. You've used all of it so far, so you have 36 rations now.
That's a
Hooray.
couple more days.
That'll last you a good way, yes. You'll almost be there. Let's actually take a look at the encounter schedule that I have. You're on day 4, so yes. And you can also eat some while you're here, so yeah, you'll probably make it a good distance before it's a problem again. You'll at most
Also,
be
good
starving
question,
when you
actually.
arrive.
So, Bella and I both have Druid Craft because
Yeah.
my fairy magic and she just has it. I
Yes.
don't remember why you have it. Could
Because I have.
we use that and, like, I use passive fairy magic on some of these glowing mushrooms to keep them with us? Like, as a light source. Keep it alive.
I mean, you do like experiment a little bit with the night lights, and when you remove them, they like these things they're not brittle, but when they are brooded, they almost immediately the whatever causes them to glow just shuts off.
Dang it.
The powder inside still has some potency, which is why when you shake it, either because you put it down or because you're like, why? The chemicals inside just start sparking, and you become dazzled by just how many flashes happen inside there. Ooh.
Man, if I was playing Talon, I could make bombs out of that.
If only you had an alchemist or artificer. Man, they're useful. But
Or a cat boy who carried grenades.
considering that you apparently have this, does anyone here have any crafting related skills, like a tool proficiency?
I do.
Because if
Oh,
you're
nope.
proficient with carpentry, there are mushrooms here you might be able to turn into a barrel, and then you can dig up that mushroom and slap it in that barrel, and then you can carry a nightlight with you.
I know I
Barrel.
have Tinker's Tools proficiency, but I don't know
You
if
can
that
steal the heck out of these mushrooms.
Surely, between all of you, one of you should have some skill in making barrels.
Tinker's Tools maybe.
That's
making stuff.
you need carpentry or something in that direction.
Why would we specifically have carpentry?
I don't know.
My class came with performance.
I'm actually gonna
Delightful.
perform too because I'm a wrestling robot.
But like, you'd also get like a proficiency in a tool.
Well,
You do?
even if you,
Most of it, I think.
even if you're
I
not
didn't.
particularly good with any carpentry tools, who here thinks that they are? Gosh, what would be the main clinching factor with making a barrel? I guess it would be. I mean, I could say.
Oh, actually,
wisdom.
I did
What?
misread mine.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought I just automatically got a musical thing.
But whoever wants to go, it's an in check to see if you can formulate a barrel out of these big. Man, they just
I'll
look
do
like
an
giant
in-check.
reeds with mushroom caps on top.
I'll not do an in check.
I mean,
You guys are just not at home in this undery dark.
Yeah, or
just
Look, I'm from the forest.
we gotta
just
roll
for the
higher
sake
than
of it,
10.
I'm
That's the
going-
same problem of last session. Gosh dang it.
I'm
just for the
also
sake of it, I'm
smart.
giving
I'll-
Aisling a hero point to reroll that.
You don't have to give people hero points because you just have one shared pool now.
Yep.
And why is it on my account?
Because you gotta remove that one yourself.
Okay.
You manufacture something. It's a nice big old bowl or something of the sorts. It's shoddy as all hell, and pretty sure any decent craftsman would yell at you for how stupid it looks, but it'll work for carrying something around.
Keep going.
So
Also, I'm gonna for the tool that I'm gonna have Ashleen have. She has weaving tools.
That would
She
be
knows how to
great
make
if you
stuff
had.
with reeds
Mm-hmm.
and use fabrics.
While barrel stalks are indeed cascade shaped and all that, and they do look a little like reeds, they aren't reeds. No fibers there, baby.
Yeah, I figured though she can use it like if you find a place where she can make
Delightful.
plant stuff.
Well, on the plus side, you now have a barrel that you stuff some of those plants in. Using your druidic magic, it's no trouble at all. You now have something that you might call a light source.
Yay!
It's only like 30 feet of light in total, but it's better than seeing nothing at all and stumbling over every little thing. Zoinks. Zoinks, zoinks, zoinks.
Jinkies.
On your 5th day of Christmas, which is to say you've been sleeping for 5 times now, you come across a strange fellow. As you walk down another one of a series of long, narrow passages, where everyone walks single file and has to squat over a lot, and you have to hold that big barrel with the plant inside at an awkward angle to carry it with you. It is here that you hear the distant sounds of someone gibbering and jabbering to themselves, talking excitedly about great big changes that are going to happen around here. Why does that ferret carrying a poison dart?
Wait, fair with a poison dart.
No, that's Claire posting that stuff.
Okay, I got so scared suddenly. It's like, oh god, what is that?
Time to kill.
Okay, Savvy, who is so actually.
That's a
freaking-
cat toy.
Yeah.
No.
I thought suddenly like a hole was gonna open up in the cavern walls, and we're gonna get attacked by like sapient ferrets.
Oh my god, it's Sharkbait from the Red Hand of Doom.
Shark bait. Shark bait from the Red Hand of Doom?
The Eidolon that Claire
The
had,
Eidolon
that was
Shark
Sharkbait.
Bait.
That was Rise of the Rune Lords.
Rise of Rune Lord. Sorry, I got my name
Yeah.
wrong.
The Red Hand
Satan Bait.
also features a large amount of goblins, but features goblins consistently throughout. Instead of just having goblins for one chapter and then it's like, we're bored now.
Well, this story is going to have a goblin throughout.
Hell yeah. Consistency.
Yeah.
But yeah, so guys muttering a lot.
Yes. Unfortunately, this passage is too thin to let this person pass, but they insist that they will pass first. Standing in front of you is an individual. Whoever's in front, I don't know what the marching order looks like, but whoever's in the front, has to contend with this incredibly angry, short, dwarf-like man who looks as disheveled as you can imagine. Hairs and plucks going every which way, clothes that honestly are hanging by a thread. And he is constantly yelling about how he needs to make an important delivery on this ring here. And he waves around this golden ring filled with inscriptions. Things gonna change round here.
Ooh,
This
golden
one's
ring.
gonna rule them all.
I mean, man, that'd be something, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm pretty big. It would either. Well, wait. In the front would probably be one of the people who can actually see, wouldn't it?
He demands that all of you clear way for him. You're like an hour into this narrow tunnel, so,
Do you need help getting through? Because there's a line.
Yeah, what kind of?
doesn't matter.
There's a
It's
lot of
just
it.
important. I have
Why
to
is it-
deliver the ring. And he holds it up once more as if it has some sort of authority and power over you.
Where do you need to deliver it?
Oh, you're one of those type, huh? Ask questions you shouldn't ask. You're not ready for the answers. You're not ready for the change.
I mean, maybe you're trying to deliver it to me. I put in an order for a shiny gold ring that would be very nice to have.
Goblin
literally
pokes
got
head
a
through
boo from
robot
Aladdin.
legs and asks for ring.
Please.
You know what? This guy is pretty fucking mad. Sure, you can roll me deception to see if maybe his mind contorts your way.
Nope.
Yeah, but again, like Claire said,
No, he will not give you this ring, for he must deliver it to a cat and his weasel.
Oh, okay. So this guy's just crazy. Like, you know,
Well,
I
I
Then he shall be showered in endless riches.
I cast Figment to put a weasel on my shoulder and walk up. Hello.
well, crawl in a pretty small
he
place.
summoned shark bait.
I mean, at this point, the whole party is practically like occupying the majority of the space in front of him.
Did you say a cat and a weasel?
The goddamn Scooby Gang.
Deception with advantage, because I'm pretty sure he was expecting like a feral cat.
Alright, so
Shift
Deception.
click.
shift click. It's not gonna go great.
19
Oh.
fella, nat 20.
You summoned shark bait
Hey.
herself from my room.
Well, that means I'm done. Yee!
Your
Ignites.
journey has been fulfilled.
He hucks the ring at your face, and then he turns around, gets on all fours, and fucking scoots it out of here. Barking like a cow.
Dang, I wanted to ring.
I mean, it's on the
And then-
ground. Unless you
I'm
caught
gonna
it.
Pick up the ring while they're busy and try to read it.
What's that thing? I like.
It
I'm
was,
gonna slap
it
your
was
little
thrown
hand.
to me. It was thrown to me. I'd catch
I
it.
wanna.
I mean, I figured you were a little distracted with it suddenly hitting you in the face.
I mean, yeah, but that. I mean, I'm not gonna catch it.
I'm not gonna hide it from you. I'm just picking it up so we can look at it.
It's quite a delicate golden ring, clearly intended for something with either slender fingers or tiny fingers. A most telling feature about it, however, is an inscription on the inside. You're unsure what it says. In fact, it's not a script you recognize.
So, who wants to try it on?
I mean, can we like show it around the group? Like, do any of you guys know
1, 2,
what
3,
this says?
not it.
We want to make sure it's not cursed before we, put it on, because that guy seemed kind of mad.
It's wrote in the language I dare not utter here.
Try to Gandalf.
It's written in shark bait. And it just
Yeah,
says
it's-
Duke!
One bait to rule them all. One bait
Oh,
to
for
find
the-
them.
The weasel
Yeah,
One bait to
back
ring
flips
them all.
and poofs.
What's the worst that could happen? I'm gonna put it on because it's shiny and I
Alright.
like it.
Hand it to the cauldron.
Glitter glim, glim glim.
Oh,
Wait, why
this
would
is
you
smart.
put it
Go
on?
for it.
Why not observe it? What the
No,
fuck?
no. She's a right
Because
toss it.
it's
Let her try.
pretty. Accessories.
You slip that shiny thing on that ring on your thing. That's finger, but cool for kids.
Cool for cats.
You don't feel particularly strange. You think?
Well, I'm not dead yet.
Better than nothing.
Crack on.
I like-
Awesome.
I like that you find a meth head dwarf, and you get his ring, and your first thought is, I'ma slip
put
it
that
on,
on.
baby.
It's swagger, yo. You gotta wear it. You gotta wear that drip.
What's the point of having fancy things if you're not gonna use them?
You're like it's like we're in a TF fetish roleplay game, and you're like, oh man, I sure hope I don't get game over here.
I
Playing
sure
corruption
hope
of
that this
champions.
evil cursed ring isn't evil and cursed.
Doesn't turn me
Anyways,
into like
finger pistols. I'm gonna keep going on. I'm not gonna stay here and stare at the ring while the goblin like blows up.
I mean, you all
Yeah.
say this kind of stuff, but I would like to point out that in every single game, I've consistently had at least one person who decides to do this. No, actually, it's mostly one of my Saturday games where I've had someone who consistently insists on doing the stupidest shit possible. It's like, oh, I'm being chased by a lich. I have time to take a detour and not run to my friends. I still wonder why they made that decision, and honestly, it's killed my mood for that game in a very special kind of way.
Well, you see, while I'm being chased by a lich, I'm gonna go loot the place.
I'm gonna go take this detour where I might get cornered and get killed, but that's fine. And now I set up a murder ambush to kick their fucking asses because I want them to take this seriously. Or, I don't know what. I think it makes sense within the story for this to happen anyway. Just a
Actually,
bonus
I'm
for
an
me.
expert in Arcana. Can I check that ring out?
Go nuts, roll me some Arcana. Let's see what your little baby brain can figure out. It's just a nice ring.
This
Yay!
is just a weirdo.
I keep winning.
all I do is win, 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 no matter what. And suddenly he's a dwarf.
Who's
Oh, no.
also on meth.
No, it's the ring of math dwarving.
No.
It was
Takes
supposed.
you to the meth mines.
It was.
It just turns you into Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
It was supposed to be of the math dwarves, but they got it wrong with the spelling.
You see, the spelling's what catches you.
Oh no. Marvelous. Delightful.
Or even worse, it's supposed to be the moth dwarves.
Your delightful little tour takes you through. Day 6 passes by without too much excitement happening. Although you do rest at a. As you decide to start looking for a campsite to set up. You know, the sensible thing to do at some point in your day. You discover that the only real safe places that are like off the road in a somewhat safe place where you can defend yourself to some extent. I mean, you're mostly sleeping on the ground. It's not like you're carrying palisades and beds with you.
That is true. I did not.
The
keep
best
that in my
place you
notes in my
have.
space.
The best place you have is a spot where there's like these small cracks in the ground that occasionally go hiss.
Wait, they hiss at us like they're snakes?
Yeah. I mean they're holes. They're not like animate snakes, but they hiss like snakes from time to time.
I don't like this place. Have I said
Yeah.
that yet?
The longer we stay here, the more I hate this place.
Unfortunately, if you want to sleep somewhere else, you're gonna have to keep going, and that might get you some trouble.
Nah, I think I'll be fine.
Look, we literally have a bazillion people who are able to keep watch in like.
I know what I'm
shifts.
gonna do. Ashley flies over to the crack where she wants to sleep, points at it, destructive ray, drowning, and then freezes the water. There.
What water?
I could shoot water.
You
If
can
I use it as a magical effect, I create water.
But won't the water
Incredible.
just will flow down?
That's
Yeah,
why
I
you
freeze
freeze
while
it.
goes down. Then the hissing stops.
I just want to make sure that drowning, let's see, soaks the target of your blast. Deals cold damage. Is considered doused. It will take some time, I guess, but you could just create layer upon layer of ice, yes.
Yep. And then it shuts up.
And I typically don't think about pissing on anthills.
Yeah, but you also don't freeze them at the end.
Now, there isn't just one crack. There is a bunch of them all over the place. This is not like you're going to be busy for quite a while casting spells continuously if you want to fix this problem.
It's probably not worth it. She probably tried it for like 5 minutes and got bored.
Wah.
We
Well,
could sleep here anyway.
Definitely.
It's nice background noise for our sleep.
Delightful. I think we're gonna call here for the night. As in the morning,
Okay.
who knows what happens when you sleep in a nice gas chamber?
Probably
Like-
nothing bad.
I just like how you described that.
That is a concerning way to describe what's going to happen to us.
Oh my god, Claire in a fucking sleeping rectangle. Get your beef brubber out of here, Claire.
By the way, for real, I've had 2 people just say "f you" to that picture because I
Wait,
guess they
which
hate
picture?
sleeping beef burger.
Okay, by the way, don't forget, you level up to level 4, and next time, we might get to Slubblub. Blubdoop.
Oh man, level time.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
forget
probably
that
gonna
on
get
top
the
of
feat.
getting your ability score enhancements and everything else, you also get a free proficiency whenever you like, be it a language, or a tool, or a skill, or expertise, if you want to bump it up from proficient to expert.
Mushroom crafting.
That's not a skill, that's a tool proficiency. And that would only qualify for a certain type of mushroom manipulation. But yes. Don't forget that there's a bunch of cool sphere feats, but I'll get to that when I'm done taking a bathroom break.
And I
Okay.
gotta
Wow.